Hello, everyone. Just going to do a quick mic check here. Alrighty, I think that's all set. Okay, there we go. All right. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's having a good day. I'll stub my toe. Second. Okay, there we go. Okay. Having a bit of a slow day today. I was trying to set up to reorganize my stream setup, and I tried it but could not get it to work, unfortunately. Now I went back to this and I'll try it again another time. I'm wondering if maybe I should get one of those 360 cams, if I could use that for streaming. Nope. Oh, this is still wet. That was unexpected. Okay then. No oiling out today. But yeah, I was trying to set up the camera in a way that I could get kind of both my what's it called? Get both my face and the painting in, but with one cam, and yeah, that didn't really work out too well. So there might not be a good way of doing that. That makes me think about the 360 cams. I wonder if I could have one cam, you know, over here-ish, and then have that one cam split up the feed from it into two separate feeds and show the front and the back kind of thing separately. I don't know. I bet I suspect that those cams are not cheap. However, same time, I bet they've been out long enough and they they're action geared, but I don't need it for that, so I bet I could probably find one that is not too expensive. Maybe an older one, maybe one that the battery doesn't work or something. I don't know. As long as I can connect it to the computer and stream directly like that, I don't care. Or I could actually go insane and make some kind of mirror prism thing and attach it to my regular cam and split up the view that way. That would be wild. In theory, in theory that would work, right? Put the cam here and then have like two mirrors that kind of divide. I don't know how I'd actually create that, but I don't know. I know a lot of people who have like 3D printers. Maybe I could 3D print a rig for it or something. I don't know. I feel like it'd probably just be cheaper to buy a really cheap webcam at that point, a second one, but I don't know. But yeah, eh, the reason for all of that is to trying to find ways of uh getting this camera free from the stream so that I can record on it. There is a way for me to record while streaming, but it's not the same. Oh, crap. Um, but yeah, because if I oh, hey French fries, how's your weekend been so far? Weekend's been great. Yeah, weekend's been great. Yesterday I went out um, to uh, Austin East studio tour for anyone who doesn't know what that is, which is most people, I'm assuming. Um, there's a West and an East tour in Austin for artists. It's called the studio tour. And a bunch of artists participate and they open up their studios and you can go visit their studios and often they're selling their paintings and you can talk to the artists themselves and stuff like that. It's fantastic. I really wanted to participate in it this year, but I live outside the area, unfortunately. The like parameters. But I'm looking into um, partnering with a gallery because some places will have like group shows during it, like a location that's like a group show kind of thing. So I'm looking at that for next year, hopefully, fingers crossed that it works out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got to see a lot of artists I know, meet some new ones, talk a lot of art, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. How about you, French fries? How's your weekend going? And it's worth mentioning that while Austin, has their East and West tour, a lot of places have stuff like that. They either have like studio tours or open studio days, or, maybe they call it something else, but the same concept. So if you live somewhere else, yeah, totally, go look, see what's available in your area because it's worth it, at least in my opinion. I did not check to see if my palette paint is, oh, most of it's pretty fresh. Good. But yeah, the studio tour is actually happening today as well, and I really was tempted to just not stream today so I could go to, you know, so I could go again and visit more studios, but I don't know. I'm I've canceled a bunch of streams lately. I didn't want to just cancel a stream again. I decided not to. And it's good. I need to finish this painting. I'm really done with it at this point. I just need to bring it to a when I say I'm done with it, I don't mean I'm actually done with the painting. I mean emotionally, I'm just fed up with it and done. I don't want to keep working on it. I am done with this. I just need to finish the painting. So yeah, I need to be done with this painting. So, you know, take the time and actually finish it today. That's the goal. Whether it's on stream or not, I don't know, but I really want to finish this painting today. Yeah, I don't know about you, French fries or other viewers, but I get tired of my paintings at some point of working on them. Like after so long, I'm just like, okay, I get it. I'm finished. I'm done. Or either maybe it's the ADHD, I don't know, but I get bored or tired of it, and I just want to move on to the next one at that point. I think that's a little too dark. Not really, but for the values that I currently have, it's too dark. So let's Ugh, I meant to mute myself just now, but realized I was muted for a while and I have no idea for how long. So that's always fun. Hold on a second. Let me mute myself again. Yeah, I muted myself earlier because I coughed and didn't realize I never unmuted myself. It happens. I wish it didn't, but it does. So one of the things that happens with shadows, if you have something that has multiple light sources, if you've ever played soccer or been on a, football field or soccer or basketball late at night with the multiple like light sources, you get you know, these shadows that like cross over each other. So I'm trying to get that effect. Yeah. And then the other thing is, of course, the folds of the, fabric and everything. Need to get a little closer. My reference here. Okay. Let's see. Nope. That is darker than I wanted. Oh well. Let's lock it in then. I lost the ability to put it in the right way. So let's block it in and then put it in, re-put it in the quote unquote right way. I need to do something about that paint up there. The paint, my white paint is just starting to set a little too much. And I could put out fresh paint, but I will just use a tiny, tiny amount of solvent to help. I generally, I've said this before, I avoid solvent as much as I can. You really don't have to use it, but I have enough of it that a little and a very, very little will not be a problem. I have enough airflow here, and I use Gamsol, which is one of the safest uh, solvents, but you still need ventilation. I just, like I said, I'm using so little of it right now that, and my container is airtight, so. All right. Well, you guys can't even see where I'm mixing because I'm mixing off camera. That's another reason for wanting to have this camera record instead of stream, because it would record this, not, but it won't if I record the stream. Actually, I think I know someone with a 360 cam. Maybe I can ask them. That's a feasible thing. Okay. Sometimes it's easier to just go over the edge and clean up the edge again than it is to try and preserve the edge. At least for me, most of the time that's the case. Let's get the right tool for the job here. Much easier when you have the right tool. There we go. Hey, French fries, are you back? It looked like you disappeared for a minute, but my uh, analytics makes it look like you're back. Anyways, I was just asking because I had asked how you were and never heard. So I just want to make sure you're all good. Nothing serious. I really like this brush, but not the softest. The bristles themselves are just, I think, kind of thick. So for the very like final stage, I don't know that it's the greatest brush. I take that back. It just depends on the types of marks you want it to make. Like everything, just got to get the right tool for the job. I don't know, it's definitely not always the right tool. Like this brush has much softer and smaller bristles. They're just a bit messed up, unfortunately. If they were all really tight, this brush would be still fantastic for like sharp edges and stuff, but it's not. It's really good at like soft blending though. And I've said this before, but I definitely like controlling your edges is so important for mood. So a lot of what I'm doing right now. Still need to work on this a bit. Guess there's no time like the present. Let's see. All right, let's see here. and try and mark off all the spots here. Geometric shapes like this, not my strongest area with painting. Better at it at drawing, because there's all these tools you can use when drawing, but when painting, somewhat less tools because everything's wet. So it's a lot harder to use. Like what's it called? Like they have templates and stuff like that that you can buy. I've never bought them because by the time I could afford them, they can get pricey. I went digital, which is a huge advantage of digital. But now that I'm back into painting, it's like, yeah, those things are cool, but at the same time, how do you even use them? I mean, you can use them in the drawing stage, sure, but so often things get messed up in the painting stage. And you have to go back in. It's like the only feasible option seems to be wait for everything to dry. I hate that because then everything takes forever. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't have a good answer for that. I mostly just try and get it right, you know, the hard way, so to speak, and just do it again and again and again and again. Oh, the other trick, of course, is to fit, get, or like fudge the edges and, just like blur things and stuff like that. Which, works sometimes, just kind of depends. I don't want to be like super reliant on that. I don't want to do it because I never want to do that because I literally can't do the right thing. By the right thing, meaning what I want to do. Like if I'm blurring something because I think it adds to the painting, great. If I'm blurring something because um, I don't think I can paint it, hmm, a lot less good. If I'm blurring it because I'm being lazy, you know, gotta set priorities sometimes. Sometimes painting is about what you want to paint and what you don't want, and just as much what you don't want to paint. But yeah, there's a difference between being able to and not being able to and avoiding it. Although I don't want to be too harsh because, everyone like will do stuff like that as they're learning. It's just part of like developing, right? Like sometimes you have to fudge it. Sometimes you can do an amazing painting except for one little thing. And it's a shame to ruin a fantastic painting just to be, what's it called? Stubborn. Like if you have a good painting and that's the one thing holding it back, like fake it and then practice on your own time, so that it doesn't happen again. Or don't, do whatever you want. That's how I would approach it probably. I remember this when I got into comics. The big thing was, you don't want your style to be a crutch for lack of ability, right? Like that was the big thing. That was a lot of times what would happen, especially to young or new artists, right? It was, I can't do something, so I will compensate my style and not have to do it. Um, and that's not a good habit to have. All right, let's do a little bit of stretching. It's been nearly an hour. For anyone who doesn't know, I paint standing up. Um, and yeah, that can be, it has its benefits and its disadvantages. You definitely don't have to, but yeah, definitely got its advantages and disadvantages. I need a better stool so I can, you know, paint standing up and sitting down. The big issue I have right now is that the stool I have, um, uh, I can't sit well on it because it like a mono stool. It just kind of has one leg, and like that's not the biggest problem. It's I slide off of it, so it makes it, not worth sitting on most of the time. Maybe I need like a Velcro harness or something. I feel like that'd be uncomfortable. All right. Still need a little bit of work on the vase or whatever it is, clearly. And I know there's a few details that I need to like put in on these flowers, especially this one. It needs the like stems inside, whatever they're called. Um, but clearly the main thing is the big main flower, and I need to work on that a little more clearly. Getting there. Just needs a little more attention to some of it. The things that really need work. Let's see. Fit screen. Okay. The main things are I really need to address the transition shadow part right now. And this is happening in the reference, but I need to address it regardless. This flower and that flower are merging together. I need to bring some separation there. And then I just need to touch up basically all of that. Not a lot, just a little bit. All right, let's see if I can just knock the vase out though real quick. Chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect. Successfully connected. Okay, cool. I don't know why that happened, but all right, whatever. Oh, sometimes it's just easier to paint the whole thing back in. I know I say that a lot, but it's true. Okay, this edge is messed up. That's what's throwing me off too. I messed that up. All right, stream health seems to be okay. I was worried because of the chat thing, but so far so good. Okay, the shape of this needs clearly needs some work. It's too bright. I'll be honest, this is very, very sharp edge. It's a little too sharp. It's so like it's so sharp, it's distracting. I'm not saying I want like a lost edge, but just a little softness to it. Chat disconnected. What is going on? Why am I losing chat all of the time? My stream says it's doing good. Let me check something. That's really strange. All right, let's see. Okay, this chat's the same. I wonder what's going on. Wait, is my mic not working now? Hold on. My mic. Oh, okay, there it is. It's working. All right. That's strange. Okay. Huh. All right. Well, that's weird. Something to keep an eye on, I suppose. Yeah, one of the things I try and do with my paintings is because I want more of a moody feeling, I generally favor like um, soft, a lot of soft edges. Not everything, clearly, but a lot of them. Some hard edges are really, ideally saved for the like area of most focus. Although, like I said, it's not 100%. Also, you can get away with like really sharp edges if your values are really close to each other, because it will still appear like a soft edge, at least from a distance. There. little hair there. Let's get that off. All right. All right. Just keep checking to see if I get disconnected. So far, so good. Keep doing that same stupid mistake. All right. Nope, that's wrong. There's more yellow. That goes darker. It's hard to know how much of this the camera can pick up. Because it's some of these color shifts and changes end up being so subtle, but we'll see. I think it's doing a decent job so far. Hey, Jenna, welcome. Jenna says, dude, that's sick. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. How are you doing today? I usually, it's worth mentioning, I usually paint portraits or figurative stuff, so I don't usually do too much flowers. Although lately I've been branching out. I did some pet portraits recently, and clearly I'm doing some florals, although, like I said, I don't think I'll ever be a floral. Like, that's what's it called? Specializes in florals, but it's good to get out of your comfort zone. Please, how do I learn to paint like this? It's so expressive. Oh, thank you. Um, I actually feel like a thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I assume you're an artist based off of that. So I would say, not knowing where you're at right now, it's a little hard to like, but give general advice. But I'll give some general advice, and if you want, you're welcome to join the Discord and ask questions there, talk, and stuff like that. There should be a link. If it doesn't work for you, let me know. I'll fix it. But yeah, I mean, the first thing I'm going to say is just don't worry about it and just learn the fundamentals and get, good at the fundamentals. Like I said, I don't know what stage you're at. Don't take that personally, of course. If you're like, I already know the fundamentals, of course. But get good. Like it's helpful to like really now the links below. I don't have that set up. I'm streaming to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and that's like my technical level capabilities right there have been maxed out. So like all the normal Twitch stuff doesn't work with me. I can't even tell if you followed me. I appreciate that. Thank you. I can't even see that until later. So, I apologize. I know. Uh, yeah, it is what it is. Um, but yeah, the basics of painting and drawing, of course, are like just learn those and don't worry about style and stuff like that. But once you start developing your skills and it's getting to that point where you want to really push into being more expressive and stuff like that, um, at that stage, um, you really gotta, uh, you know, push yourself to it. Master studies are a fantastic way of uh, classes with the right people, of course, can always be helpful. Um, for me personally, one of the big things was fear, like overcoming the fear of messing up, which means just do as much painting and as much work as you can because that's one of when you're not too precious about your paintings, suddenly it's really easy to not be afraid of messing up because like whatever, right? Um, and then I took a workshop's maybe not the right name. I joined um, Chelsea Lang's boot camp, and she talks about this in her YouTube channels and her YouTube channel, which I highly recommend. Chelsea Lang, her YouTube channel. She has a lot of great advice there. But she talks about putting together like a mood board of the artists you like. And aside from doing master studies, you can do studies to try and paint in their style. So you do a master study of a painter you like, and then you do a painting that's very, very similar, but it's off of photo reference, but you try and make it look like theirs. Of course, this is just for study. This is not, you know, um, I'm not endorsing plagiarism or anything like that. But then after you do that, you learn a lot from it, and then you can do it again or, attempt to do it again and so on. And you slowly develop that skill. And you do it to a few different artists, that helps so that you don't become a clone. And yeah, those are some things. Also, like I said, keeping the mood board up when you're painting, even if you're not painting those people's, paintings, you just kind of like having a visual, like North Star, so you paint one thing and have all these other paintings up to tell you, like, this is how I want to paint. Focus on that. Don't focus so much on making a great painting, just focus on making it look the way you want. Eventually, you'll make great paintings. They'll come anyways. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but that would be like the beginning stages, how I would phrase it. Yeah. But yeah, you can get there. I was not always a very loose painter. So, you can definitely, if you're naturally a tight painter, naturally have you can get past that. You can definitely work and paint the way you want to paint. It's incredibly helpful. Thanks for being cool. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Happy to help. Yeah, absolutely happy to help. You know, and like I said, you're welcome to join the Discord. I hope you found the link. If you didn't, like I said, let me know. Um, and you can ask questions there. I even have a corner for critique if you want, some critique and stuff. And you're welcome to ask questions, hang out, whatever. Yeah. Hey, it's Dragon. Let's player. Welcome. I don't know how long it's been. How's it going? Hey, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I have no idea. It's going well. How you doing? What have you been up to? Yeah. It's going well. I'm trying to branch out into other subjects a little. Even if it's not for like my main focus, it's always good to push yourself out of your comfort zone. So I'm doing a floral painting. Um, it's been very slow, but like I said, when you branch out, I give myself the grace to be slow, especially because I'm doing it on stream. I'm always slower on stream than I am when I'm not. But yeah, it looks so good. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. No, I'm happy with it. I'm getting to this stage where I want to be done with it. I have ADHD and I get bored with my own paintings after a while. I just want to be done. But yeah, like I said, it's been very slow going because flowers are ridiculously complicated. Like I still need to work on some of this here. It's so complicated in there, but I wanted to, you know, finish up the vase a bit today. What have you been up to? Oh, and Jenna, you're welcome to share your Instagram in the Discord. There should be a spot for it. So you can share your Instagram and yeah, and you can share your art there too. Nothing really. Dragon Let's Player says nothing really. Oh, yeah, I feel that. Sometimes you also need a break from things and just like chill out for a while. That's also good sometimes. I've had to do that a little bit in some ways. Although I've been pretty busy. Also, I recently took a class with the city of Austin for it's like a business class for artists, which is, helpful. Good to learn learn stuff that you might not know. So that was good. I didn't know that even existed until someone in a local group posted about it. But yeah, now I recommend everybody who's an artist to check their local like small business, um, you know, government agency stuff to see what's available. It's like I had no idea that any of that stuff existed, but yeah, it's out there. There's also, and I didn't know about this either, a surprising amount of grants out there, um, that, are available for people. So something to check out as well. At least for me, I'm gonna be checking out the local art grants and stuff like that. I know some people are like, yeah, obviously, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm dumb. It's okay. I didn't grow up here, and I'm not familiar with that stuff. So to me, it's like I didn't even realize. But yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I've been simultaneously very busy and then also like disconnected from a lot of things, especially online, I think is the big deal. I personally have just kind of checked out a little from online stuff because things have been crazy lately and I just needed a break. But personally, I think a lot like I yesterday I went out to city of Austin. Well, it's okay. This isn't arranged by the city. This is a local organization arranges. It's called Austin West and Austin East Tour. And it's these studio tours. It's like all these artists have open studios, and you can go to all these different artists, you know, studios and go see their studios, and of course you can buy their paintings if they have something available for purchase, which most do. Um, yeah, it's a real fun event. Get to go hang out with a bunch of artists, talk art, see their studios, catch up with some friends, which is nice to be able to say because like for the longest time I didn't know any artists locally. So yeah. I was saying earlier, I hate geometric shapes like this. I'm not really great at painting them. When I was doing more, when I do digital stuff, it's so much easier, of course, because like it's so easy to do, circles digitally. When I did illustration traditionally, I never got around to buying all the like circle templates and stuff like that because at the time I couldn't afford it. They're surprisingly expensive. And then I ended up going pretty much all digital and couldn't get into, didn't, what's the point of purchasing it if I'm doing everything digital? Now that I'm back at painting, I wonder if they would be helpful, but also like I really don't want to have to wait for my painting to dry just to be able to do like the circles. So as of now, I'm just freehanding it. Well, yeah, basically. I use my reference and guides and stuff like that, but yeah, I just freehand it. And if I mess it up, that's all right. I'll go back and fix it. Yeah, I think, yeah, the bottom of that needs a little, first of all, it needs to be a little softer because it is. I'm trying to keep a lot of the edges soft, except for the areas that I really want to, hit those really sharp edges. So I am going in and softening things up where I can. So yeah, the idea is to have soft edges and lower contrast theoretically everywhere and not hit any of the blackest blacks or lightest lights except for, oh no, that's the wrong color, except for the areas that I want to have like the punchiest, areas, or the areas of most focus. That's the idea. Unless I do have a couple paintings where I did it kind of the opposite. It's like the area of most focus was actually not the most important, but the area of most focus was kind of a second read. I don't do that all the time. That is fun though. Back in Let's Player says, I was only here for short, but I have to go again. No worries. I'm really tired. It's like 10:47. Have a good rest of your day, night. Hey, no worries. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. I always wonder what the correct amount of ramble to silence is on these videos, you know? Like YouTube keeps giving me notifications that when I'm not talking that like, hey, your stream's silent. Make sure nothing's wrong with it. It's like, no, I'm just not talking. But yeah, do wonder. Okay, yeah, that's wrong. I used to play music on my streams a long, long time ago, but I stopped doing that. Copyright stuff became an issue, and then honestly, a lot of people just don't like my music. So I just stopped. Figure if people want to listen to music, they could just put on another tab and do that. Yeah, like I said, sometimes we have quite a few people in here chatting, then, I don't have to wonder because obviously they're chatting with me, so they want whatever I'm saying. But when it's quiet, I do wonder sometimes. Oh well. I guess people could always just mute me too if they feel like it. No, a lot of times people when they watch stuff like this, they're busy doing other things at the same time. I know that's how I used to watch a lot of people. Excuse me for a second. Just shut this door a little bit. I'll make sure you all aren't hearing the sounds from outside. So, because someone new popped in and started talking, I'll assume that there might be some other new people here as well. I'll just start talking about some stuff that I know some people know about, but others don't. So, this is oil painting. These are oil paints, that I'm using. You don't have to use oil paints to make fantastic art. I personally love oil paints, but like it's a lot of artists I love that do digital, that do watercolor, that do everything. Like it's not necessary. Although personally, I do think oils are the best. They're just, I don't know, they just sit with me the best, but that doesn't apply to everybody. Um, I do use a very limited palette of basically it's a modified CMYK plus white palette. The reason I say modified is because there is no real CMYK um, paint in the oil paints. Yeah, the pigments you know, are are different. There's no real like true CMYK, so you have to get pigments that are close, and always. It's not always perfect. Um, so yeah. Um, you do want to get into oil painting. You don't have to get the most expensive paints out there. I need to put together some like starter pack ideas for oil painters, but um, it's not. I would say I don't think it's too expensive to get into it because you don't need to buy everything. There's some things that you absolutely need and some things that you could totally get away with not having. One thing I will say is safety. Anytime you're painting with real pigments, there are safety concerns, both with oil and acrylic and watercolor and anything. Some pigments are toxic. Be careful of those. Um, and then also, some paints have fumes. Oil paints are known for that because of the solvents, but some acrylics can off gas as well. So, yeah, ventilation is good until you know what you're doing. Be careful. You don't have to use what's it called? You don't have to use solvents if you're oil painting. You can paint without them. Um, so there are ways around that if that's a big concern. And then any drying oil has the potential for spontaneous combustion under the very specific circumstances, which is like if you have an oil soaked rag and you put it in your trash can. So don't do that. Either leave your rags out to dry flat or put them in like I put them in a container full of water and soap, and that pretty much eliminates that. That applies not just to oil painting. If you're like a woodworker, stuff like that, any drying oil has that potential. And if you have animals, be careful. Some animals are very sensitive to fumes, so be aware of that. I have cats. That's why I barely use solvents at all in my paintings. Don't eat your paint. That's one of the main what's it called? Mottos of this channel. Don't eat your paints. And I suppose also don't use them as body lotion. They're not really designed for that. But yeah, you can get away with what's it called? Um, you can do a lot with very little when it comes to painting. Doesn't require, you know, everything. You'll build up slowly. So if it's of interest, go for it. You'll build up everything you need over time. Just start. And if you can't get into painting and you want to get into drawing, do that. Start. Just art is for everybody. Everybody should do art for the fun of it. Not because you want to make it a career, although by all means go ahead and make it a career. But art is for everybody. Enjoyable, have fun. Yeah, there's a million YouTube channels out there that teach you everything you need to know. Although classes are better than YouTube channels, generally speaking. There's also Patreons and stuff like that where you can get all kinds of stuff too. There's so much out there nowadays. Oh, I wear gloves too when I paint, because, it's not good to like get so much of the paint on you, although that is honestly less of my concern. Um, a lot of the modern pigments, if you're using modern paint, that was produced recently, um, like it's not a big concern. They make it so that it won't like shouldn't absorb too much into your skin, but as long as you clean it off and don't eat it. But I have cats and I like to be able to have clean hands at a moment's notice, so that's one of the reasons I wear gloves. The biggest reason, honestly, I wear gloves. For anyone who is curious about my palette, like I said, it's CMYK plus white. You generally use titanium white the most out of all colors, so if you're getting into painting, definitely get more white than anything else because you just use so much of it. Um, Crazy. I use phthalo blue for my blue. It is a really, really, really strong blue. It's kind of hard to manage, but it is the best primary blue I've found, uh, at least in my experience. And then um, instead of magenta, I actually use quinacridone rose instead of quinacridone magenta. I found it to be a better primary color. For the yellow, I'm using bismuth yellow, but there's a lot of options out there that I haven't tried. Anything that looks like a lemon yellow or primary yellow would probably work. Um, there's Hansa yellow, depending on which one you're, you're getting, that might work. Aerolide yellow, something like that. Those ones I think are a little less light fast. That's why I don't use them. I used to use Cab Lemon, but I think Bismuth so far is my favorite. Although it depends on the brand. I do use a black. Some people use what is it? Blanking on the name right now. Uh, Ivory black. I don't, but that's because ivory black is now bone black, and um, I don't use anything that's a animal product, so I don't use it. But there's tons of black colors out there. It doesn't matter. Not, I mean, they're all different, but there isn't one that I'd be like, oh, avoid that one. That one's awful. I haven't come across it yet. If there is, probably brand specific, honestly, at that point. But yeah, my palette has a lot of advantages, but definitely has some disadvantages. You will get really good at mixing uh, at the cost of convenience and time because you will be mixing a lot. Yeah, it's one of the big disadvantages, I guess. Although, like I said, I think it's got its advantages too. Generally speaking, I also don't paint on what's it called? Canvas. I prefer boards, but you know, that really is not, and I prefer smooth surfaces, but that, you know, up, up to everybody. Paint on what you want. I'm fairly sure that this needs to be carved down to like here, go into here, come out at more of an angle. But my eyes are having a hard time with it, so I'll leave it alone and come back to it and fix it if I need to. Not not crucial to get that accurate right now. All right, let's move back to this area. Let's see. There's nothing wrong with testing your colors sometimes. It can really help put things into perspective. I'm trying to get some separation between the two flowers here. That's what's happening right now. And what I'm going to be doing is layering the two. So like this is bright, so this is dark, and this will be, you know, this here will be dark, this will be a little lighter, and then this will be light, so this will be dark, you know, just kind of layering it that way. And that goes with the background too. The layering, the dark light, so and so on. Generally speaking, I do try and not hold my brushes so close to the edge, but when I'm trying to get like really fine detail or control the edge, then yeah, I kind of choke up on them like that. It is something I try to avoid as much as I can. And one of the reasons I mix a ton of like random colors together is because my colors are usually like my palette is oversaturated to start with. So that graying my colors out is not an issue. And then sometimes like here, what I'm trying to do is um, I'm actually merging different things together, merging different, what's it called? Uh, like shadows area together. But then I uh, I will go in and add in indicators of um, edges and stuff like that. Iron Stitches on YouTube says, beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. How are you doing today? What are you up to? Are you an artist? A lot of people who come in are, so I always ask. But yeah, most of the time on my channel, if you're new here, which I think you are, if I'm misremembering that, I apologize. Um, but yeah, um, this channel is dedicated to my oil painting. I often am doing figurative or portraits. Recently, I've done some pet portraits and uh, and clearly I'm doing a floral. But yeah, I'm checking out all the awesome artists. Nice. If you're checking out awesome artists on YouTube, I recommend Chelsea Lang. She's fantastic. Proco is great as well, although he is more like hardcore into teaching. Chelsea Lang also teaches, but she also just talks about art in general. She does have a boot camp, which I did take and highly recommend, but you don't have to take her boot camp to enjoy her videos. Um, LP Fay, I always butcher his name. I'm not an artist, but I do like to sew and restoring vintage Singer sewing machines. Oh, that's awesome. Sewing is quite something I cannot sew. So I definitely, I know a lot of artists, actually know of artists who do artwork through sewing. So, it is definitely a skill and a craft much as painting is, but also you can do so much with it. I think that's fantastic. Also, restoring machines, I wouldn't even know how to get started with that. Ernst says, I recently went to a friend's painting party and I loved it. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. One of the things I advocate on this channel is that everyone should paint and draw and make art because people get really weird about making art. Like, oh, well, I'm not a professional artist, so I can't make art. It's like, no, anyone can make art. Everyone should do it. Do it to enjoy it. Like, you don't have to do it to be a professional. Do it to enjoy it and don't worry about what comes of it. Just do it to enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, do more of it. I really, I do advocate for that because I feel like people are a little, people are too hard on themselves, right? They're just like, yeah, they're just too hard on themselves. It's like you don't have to be so hard on yourself. It's okay it's okay to enjoy something and not be a professional at it. I like playing basketball. I guarantee you I will never be a professional basketball player. I never would have been, never will be. I'll probably never be on a team. Don't mean I don't enjoy it. So, but people get weird about art specifically. Not saying you, I'm just saying in general. I'm talking in generalities when I talk on my channel. That's why I advocate for everybody to just do it. Iron Sister says our quality motto is finished is better than perfect. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Feel like we've probably read some of the same books, but yes, absolutely. Or listen to some of the same podcasts or something because yeah, absolutely agree with that. Yeah. And I also say it doesn't have to be painting, right? Like there's all kinds of ways to make art. I think personally, obviously, I like painting. I think it's a really good one, and I think it's a very versatile one. But if you want to crochet, if you want to, do something else, that's fine too. Nothing wrong with that. I go to an art group and people there do all kinds of stuff. There's some people who do felting, people who do 3D printed sculptures. Some people are doing video games, all kinds of stuff. It's great. I think that one's going a little off. I'll have to correct it. One of my channel's mottos. No, I take that back. It's not my channel motto. It's my personal painting motto is no fear. So it's like, if you mess it up, it's all right. I'll just, I'll fix it. If I mess it up, I'll fix it. I'll redo it. I'm not afraid of, like, if I have to repaint it, it's fine. It's not a big deal. If I painted it once, I can paint it again. I'll just do it again. That doesn't work, I'll do it again until it does. The channel motto, I think, and I really need to put this in the channel, like, description, is don't eat your paints. That is the channel motto. just trying to be responsible and teach people about the dangers of their materials. But yeah, I went to the Austin. I'm in Austin. Went to the studio tour yesterday. To and I got to see a ton of different artists, and there was a lot of people who did like sewing related stuff in some manner. Like either they were just some people just made clothes because they had their studios open, but some people did paintings and had stitching mixed in with the paintings. Um, some people did all kinds of interesting embroidery stuff. I don't know that I even have the vocabulary to properly talk about all this stuff, but yeah, a lot of cool stuff out there. Orange says, "Oh, well, your roast looks like I can almost smell it." Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going really slow with this rose. I'm usually faster, but this is my first oil painting of a floral. Like I normally do, like I said, portraits and stuff like that. Like I recently did some pet portraits of my cats and stuff. So, but usually it's people. I like painting people. But yeah, I'm always slow on stream. I always worry that people get bored, but whatever. It's nothing I can do about that. But yeah, Chelsea Lang is a fantastic artist on YouTube. Highly recommend her. Alpi Faye or Alpi Effie. I can't remember how you pronounce it. He is amazing. Oh, and you're welcome to join the Discord, and if that's of any interest to you, you're more than welcome to. The link should be below. You can talk art there. You can share your paintings or your embroidery or stitching or anything like that. If you do anything, you're more than welcome to. Um, doesn't It's not solely for oil painting. Some people do digital work. They also share that. But no pressure. I understand not everybody's into Discord. That's also a thing. I get it. I believe the paint we used at the party was called acrylics. Yes, oil looks more sophisticated. Um, I don't know that I can see where you say that. Acrylics are great paints. I don't like them personally. Uh, I don't like I don't like how they feel. I don't like the process of using them. The reality is uh, you can get things that look very similar with oils and acrylics. You just have to know how to manipulate them. Um, but I feel like it's more work to manipulate acrylics and make them look like oils um, than vice versa. They're definitely like acrylics are, I would say they come across, and they specify this, come across as more user friendly or easier to get into because it's just like all you need is the paint and water. But really, to get the most out of them, you're going to need a lot of other stuff too, like different mediums and things like that. At least in my opinion. Um, but I don't hate acrylics. I know some people who use acrylics. A good in-between is if you want to purchase uh, golden open acrylics. They're kind of an in-between. They dry slow, like they dry slower than acrylics, faster than oils, but slower than acrylics. And that can give you a good in-between. But honestly, if you like painting and you want to just have fun doing it, you can pick up some oil painting supplies and you don't have to buy the most expensive stuff. And you can just go with that, honestly. Um, yeah, you don't have to like also oil, like when you go first look at it, it can be overwhelming, but really I don't feel like it's all that overwhelming you know, once you get kind of your foot into it, and then um, it really is, in my opinion, the funnest paint to paint with. It's also the most forgiving, which makes it, in a way, the easiest. Hey, Des, welcome. Des is over in Twitch, just got back from a Costco run. Welcome, Des. Let's see. Iron Sister says it must be easier for learning because my vintage green truck with pumpkin in the bed turned out okay. My husband was even impressed. LOL. Oh, that's great. Yeah, acrylics, they come off as very user friend easy, like beginner friendly because you don't need a ton of supplies to start with. You just the paint and what's it called? Some water. And that's like you can paint on almost anything. So yeah, acrylics are, they definitely have their advantages in their place. Um, so yeah. And if you join the Discord, you can share that pumpkin painting. I'm happy to, I'd be happy to see it. You're more than welcome to. You can't link it here in YouTube. The auto mod settings won't allow links. Um, even though I set it up to allow me to accept links and have to like, anyways, frustration with moderation. But yeah, you can't unfortunately share it directly. But if you join the Discord, you're more than welcome to share it. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people share their artwork in my Discord, and I love seeing it. So yeah. How are you doing, Des? Des is one of my longtime followers. She's over on Twitch at the moment. How have you been? But also, iron stitches. Also, don't, worry about the paint type too much. If you had fun with acrylics, keep painting with acrylics. If eventually you feel like trying oils, try oils. You know, it's not the most important part, really. So, any paint with whatever, that's fine. You can get pretty cheap acrylic sets to begin with that are pretty decent. So yeah. And if you end up looking up like how to paint videos on YouTube, look for the safety ones and then maybe look at some of the like how-to stuff, but don't worry about like getting everything. You don't need all of it. Iron Sister says, thank you. I believe I have an account on Discord, but it was overwhelming, so I came. back to YouTube, I may give it another try. Oh, I get that. Yeah. Discord can be a lot. I think our Discord community is pretty good because we're kind of chill. We my Discord isn't the most active in the world in a good way. Like some people post occasionally. I'm definitely good at responding. So if people have questions or anything like that, and then I announce whenever I'm about to stream, which at the moment my stream schedule is Thursday. It might change, but at the moment it's Thursday and Sunday. And then yeah, and then when we have events like we do, I don't know if you're familiar with Portrait Artist of the Year, but we do Portrait Artist of the Year paint along where we pretend we're on the show without the competition part because like, you know, we don't need it. We don't need that. But everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people participate in the audience, which is a lot of fun. Hey, there's Des. That says Portrait Artist of the Year. Yeah, we need to. I'm trying to figure out when to do another one. It's been a while. It's been a couple months, so it's getting it's getting to be time. Those links I shared for the show on YouTube got taken down, unfortunately. Ah, they damn it. I'm glad I watched them all, but damn it. Yeah, they're sticklers for that. I don't advocate pirating things, generally speaking, but if you're not going to give people an option to watch things, not pirated, well, that kind of feels like it's on you. Be right back, putting away the food. Yeah. Yeah, it probably got copyright struck. Yeah. People post Portrait Artist of the Year on YouTube and it gets taken down. It's whack-a-mole. Are these your paintings showing in this square on the screen? Yes, yes, they are. A lot of those I did on stream. Not all, but a lot. But yeah, those are my paintings. You can go to my website too if you want to see more of them. Not everything is posted on my website because um, I'm bad at posting. But yeah, you can go to my website to see more as well. I will be posting more on Instagram in the near future. I have a lot of plans. Um, and I'm just trying to like build up some stuff, but I will be posting more in the future. Um, yeah, I've never been great at social media, but I'm working at it. But yeah, I have a lot of paintings and like a lot of different styles of I like to experiment and mess around with things. Oh, for the record, if you do go to my website, a lot of the paintings are for sale, but like you don't have to buy anything to look at them, just FYI. I don't want it to sound like I'm like, hey, go buy my paintings. I mean, by all means, go buy my paintings, but you know, you can also go look at them for free. It's not a requirement. Uh, and so she says, wow, I love the woman silhouette with the beautiful hair. Oh, thank you. Woman silhouette with the beautiful hair. Um, wait, which one is that? There's a few that would fall into that category. But thank you either way. I appreciate it. But yeah, I've been working story as a storyboard artist for the last full time for the last like 3 years. So my YouTube channel has been very focused. Like the stream was a way for me to actually make sure I painted because, you know, when you're working full time, it's so easy to like, you know, it's not paint. Um, so I started streaming as a way of forcing myself back at it. Not that I need, it's so weird because it's like forcing myself to do something that I really wanted to do, but prioritizing it, I think is the right word, not forcing it, prioritizing it. It was a way for me to prioritize it again. And now I'm in between gigs because that's the way storyboarding and animation is. So now this is more of my focus than it was before. Um, yeah. And so it says it looks like there was a greenish hue to the atmosphere. I have to point it out to you. I know what I like, but describing it as something else. Oh, absolutely. It's very hard to describe things sometimes. Also, you're limited in the amount of characters you have and everything. Don't worry about it. Greenish hue. Um, let's see. Is it the greenish hue might be this one? Um, yeah, I mean, this webcam is not going to do a great job of conveying it, but like you'll get either it's this one or it's not kind of thing. Because that one has a greenish hue to it for sure. Or it's that one, the like very light one. If it's the extremely light one, yeah. Um, yeah, that one. If it's that like super bright, like light one where it's just barely a silhouette, yeah, that one I like a lot. That one's sold actually. Um, yeah. Even when I wasn't prioritizing selling paintings, that one sold. Yeah, I like that one. No, it's a little darker on one side. I wish I could see what you named them. Yeah, I didn't include the names on the in the slideshow. Didn't honestly, it just didn't occur to me to include the names. But yeah, it's probably on my website. Honestly, most of these are on my website. Um, yeah. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a delay, so I can't know for sure which one you're referring to. Dark on one side. Now I'm so curious. Hmm. Let me see. Pictures. Going to my slideshow real quick to see. Oh, you're fine. You don't have to apologize for bugging me. I'm here to interact with people. If I didn't want to interact with people, I wouldn't you know, I wouldn't be doing this. Oh, I think I know the one you're talking about. Okay. It's this one, I think. Right? This is the one. It's becoming the hunt for the painting. But yeah, I assume that's the one. I could be wrong. We'll see. It is. Yeah. I'm glad you like that one. Yeah, that one. A lot of people like that one. Which, makes me happy. I'm really glad. Hey, Des, if you're still here, how you doing? Other than exhausted from going to Costco, if you're anything like me. I go to Costco and I come back exhausted. Actually, it's not just Costco, it's almost any supermarket wears me out. But yeah, Iron Stitches, that should be on my website. Uh, and you're welcome to purchase it, like I said. Um, but also, if you just want to, have a better look at it when it's not like zipping by, you can do that there as well. So, it should be there. There are links to my website below. It's just my name.com, liad.com. So yeah. Thanks. I will love to gaze at it for a moment or two. Yeah, no, I know the slideshow just goes by so fast. Um, yeah, it's meant to just be like a indicator more than a, a gallery. I suppose I could slow the slideshow down a bit. I don't know what the what the right speed would be. Yeah, the last part of the painting, like at this stage, I always worry about on stream because it's like I know how slow some of this is, but I have too many paintings that I've started and didn't finish because I like stopped working on them on stream because of that, and I really need to just finish them. So, gonna be boring paintings for a little while, boring streams for a little while I finish my paintings. Iron Stitcher says, I wonder what she is thinking. Her expression is captivating. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I love making paintings that are open to interpretation. I am very inspired by music and how some of my favorite music is my favorite songs are completely open to interpretation. So it's very much what you think, not um, you know, I don't have like a specific like this is what she was, this is what she's thinking. It's more the feeling that you get from it and what that inspires in you that matters. That's yeah, that's one of the things that I've been I've been working at is trying to make paintings that really have a feeling to them, but um not an overwhelmingly clear narrative. I mean, clearly, some of these have narrative, like it's two people sitting somewhere. There's no doubt about that. Or I have one where they're like, there's some people at a, you know, it looks like at a lake or a, what's it called? Like I have this painting where they're like at a lake or a river or something like that. Like clearly the narrative is they're there, but aside from that, it's very open to interpretation. Definitely has its disadvantages though, because like sometimes I've wanted to do paintings about a particular subject, and it's like I don't know how to convey this without just saying it. If I'm just going to say it, I could just write it, right? Like, what's the difference? I don't need to make a painting of it. But, I'll figure that out too one day. Des, who is not being very active in chat at the moment, which is fine. She doesn't have to be. But yeah, she's a longtime follower, and she also is a painter who has done some really cool stuff. Doesn't really stream though, at least not right now. That's what I get for not cleaning my brush. Hmm, that's too light. Let's bring that down a bit. There we go. And she says I have to go. I'm so happy to offend you. I will be watching notifications. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm glad you did. And have a good rest of your night or day. I don't know where you're located, but yeah, have a good weekend and absolutely see you around. Ohio, good night. Oh, okay, good night. Hey, Donley. Donley says it took a number of illustration courses, and when trying to figure out how to convey something visually, they'd have us break down the subject into lists, like things randomly associated, target audience, and maybe art inspiration. I'm sure I'm leaving out some. Okay. I think it depends on what it is you're trying to convey, right? Like, if you're trying to convey the feeling of it, I might, you know, express things different. Oh, you're talking about like, okay, sorry. I'm catching up with you. You're talking about how to convey things like concepts without um being super specific about it. I see. I get. Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just it's harder to be very like that to me is ways of conveying subtle things or subtle concepts or building a complete picture of things. Donnelly says how to convey things visually when you aren't sure how at first. Yeah. I'm talking about like if you have something very, very specific you want to say, when it gets that specific, it starts becoming very explicit what your painting is trying to say. And that's where I'm having a bit more of an issue. Like, if you're familiar with Rockwell's paintings, right? Norman Rockwell, he has a painting of a young black girl walking with like police escort and if I remember correctly, and they're like um can't remember the whole painting, but it's something like that. And it's explicitly about like um clearly it's explicitly about racism and I think it might be about children going to school, um mixed schools at the time. It might have been specifically about that. I don't remember the details at the moment. Um but yeah, and that's fine. Like it's very much a clear, like that's an illustration. That's what it's conveying. Um yeah. By the way, Donnelly, how you doing? Good to see you. Ellie says, yeah, figuring out how to abstract something while still getting a specific message across is why artists get the big bucks. We're lucky to get paid. Yeah. Yes. Oh, you don't need to pay artists anymore. Just use AI. I am, of course, against that, and I'm just being facetious for anyone who's not clear on that. Oh, the answer, doing okay, thanks. Practicing some figure drawing, but need to get up and move around. Been sitting for a long time. Thanks for asking. I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah. Although I think I'm getting close to calling it a night today. I spent like, I don't know, I spent like an half an hour and 45 minutes or something like that trying to get my stream set up in a way for today. I was going to try a different, setup. And I spent like a good 45 minutes trying to arrange things in my room, moving everything around, and ended up just going with the back to the, like what I've been doing. But yeah, I was trying to. But yeah, think I've had some toast today. Yeah, I had some toast today. That's all I've eaten today. So that's frustrating, but good to try different stuff. Yeah, definitely. I think I was trying to do the stream with just one camera, like to see if I could put the camera off to the side and just use one camera. And I don't think I can really pull that off very well. Um, so I'm debating like how to adjust that. So the reason, the th thought process behind that is just, you know, and if you need to get up and leave, you said you need to move around, by all means, don't feel obligated to stay for this conversation. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, do I just buy like another cheap webcam? Like, what do I do? Because the emphasis behind that is that this camera up here, I'm trying to free it up from streaming so that I can turn it to record only. Um, that way, I feel like it'd be better for my recording stuff. But yeah. Wait, you only had toast? Rose's article. Funny. Yeah. Dunley says, I mean, being a VTuber might be the right answer. Uh, well, I appreciate that. and the implication of that. But no, I think I'm gonna stay, you know, a flesh tuber, as they say. Although, if I became a VTuber, I could have assets that I don't currently have, which might help with certain demographic, but it's not really the way I want to go with things, you know. Don Lee getting auto modded here. He says staying a sexy flesh tuber. Gotcha. Yeah, no. Part of that, yes. Part of that, clearly not. But you know, it's all good. I do watch VTubers. I like VTubers. I have nothing, you know, I have no problem with VTubers. It's honestly, Conley says I still got it booped again. Yeah, you have a talent for it, that's for sure. No, honestly, I don't have a problem with VTubers. The reason I would be opposed to being a VTuber is mostly because, you know, when it comes to like fine art, I don't think it like I think a lot of people would just not quite understand what that is, you know. And granted, you can make a whole career out of being the first to do something like that. Like, yeah, but I've already had my face out there. I prefer to do things honestly. Like I like interacting with people in person more than I do online a lot of times. So it's not really where my head is at, I guess. Yeah, I actually watch quite a few VTubers for different things. I wonder if I'm the first VTuber that has all the food groups in one crunchy show. Um, as a persona. Uh, I mean, I don't think there's another taco. I don't think there's a taco VTuber out there. So yeah, might be. Such heights I strive for. There you go. Time to make your model. Better hurry up before someone snags the idea, though. I mean, I sort of have it already. Doesn't react to my voice, but it's a little taco dude in the hot tub. Right. You're not going to go full out and make a model and have it like. So first is being a PNG tuber. That's the easiest. Actually, being a PNG tuber is pretty easy. If you want help with that, I already know some of the plugins to do that. You guess I'm a PNG tuber? Yeah, but I mean, you can make the PNG move based off of your speech, you know. And it's fairly easy to do. Let's see. Dunley says, the only trick will be finding a version that works with Mac because I'm making things difficult. I'm pretty sure the thing I know works on Mac as well, but I can double check for you. Just remind me if I forget. I can probably tell you the name of it now if you want to just Google it, but if not, that's fine. Um, let's see if I can pull it up. It is via Bow, so it's no via Doe. I'm pretty sure if you search this, you can find it. That's just one plugin. There's others, but that's just one. Yeah, man, happy to help. That doesn't work because it doesn't work on Mac. Let me know. Or if you have any trouble with it, just let me know. 'Cause I was researching this. I was trying to find some information, um, for stuff. Yeah, PNG tuber is easy. Full on VTuber, it's a little harder. You could do it though. You could totally do it. I think you have the skills that you would need to do it. And if you need contacts, I know someone who's a VTuber who knows the process. They could help. But I'm sure there's videos out there on how to do it anyways. Dudley says, a movie what I want is pretty easy. I want something like South Park characters, specifically how they treat characters from the version of Canada. Yeah, that's PNG Tuber. That's super easy to do. The program I sent you, if it runs on Mac, that you can do that. You just have to create the different versions of it and you upload the versions into it and then you have to like place it with and like mask it out, which is easy. Um, yeah, yeah. What you're doing, that easy. If you want it to like follow you and move like you do and stuff like that, that's way more. But if all you want it to do is like have a floppy head when you talk, that's easy. Follow me and move, nah. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like a proper VTuber, model and everything. Like they have the 2D, the 2.5D, and the 3D ones. That's so much extra work. Oh my God. And to have it like, and there's so much extra work that goes into streaming like that too, because some of the things it will do based off of your movement and so on, but some of it won't. So you have to, like, when you're reacting to something or talking or whatever, if you want a certain type of expression, you have to like hit toggles to make it do that thing. And just like, I have enough time making my face do the things I want it to. Now I need to also make the computer make my face do the things I want it to. Like, yeah, I don't need that. Mm. All right, let's see. Where are we at now? All right. All right, friends. I'm going to do a little bit of cat time and call it a day. So I'm going to get Dresden. He's right here. We'll do a little bit of cat time and then I'm going to call it a day because I want to take a break, go get food. Probably going to have to make food, honestly. Oh, Dresden, baby. I know, but I'm going to have to wake you up anyways because I can't leave you in my room because you like to eat things that are bad for you. Yeah, fluffy boy. Oh, so fluffy. Yes, then he was asleep. He did not want to get up. I'm sorry, little boy, but I have to. I can't leave you in my room. Oh, he's purring now. All right, friends. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. To all the new people who stopped by, thank you. I appreciate it. This is Dresden. He's my ginger boy. We have three cats, but yeah, he's one of them. See you soon. Yeah, Des, I'll be back. Um, I'll be back Thursday. I might do a surprise stream in between then. we'll see. My schedule's changing again. My class is over. So now I have to figure out what I'm doing with things. Is your cat, Donnelly asks, is your cat that had to be segregated allowed back with your other cats now? No. I take her in for a checkup on Friday to make sure she doesn't have anything. It is like 90% that she doesn't have anything, but we have to double check. But Friday, we get to I take her to the vet, do a checkup, and then blood test, and then we have to slowly introduce her back into the house so that they don't fight. Because cats are stupid. Isn't that right, Tristan? Donnelly says, wow, it's a whole thing. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So we had to do blood tests. We did blood tests on her before, and now we're doing a second blood test. And then, we'll know. Basically, they're testing to make sure she doesn't have any disease. There's a specific one. I forget what it's called, but yeah. Unfortunately, it's a whole thing. And then we have to introduce her slowly because now they're so, it's been so long, they're not used to each other and they hiss at each other like dum-dums. So we have to slowly introduce her back in. All right. All right, everybody. I hope the rest of you have a great rest of your weekend, whatever is left of it, and see you around. I will be on Discord as always. But yeah. All right. See you. Good stream, dude. Take care. Thanks, Don Lee. You too. And for anyone who is on Twitch, you can just click on Don Lee's name and follow him. He streams as well. You can see his new taco PNG once he makes it. All right, everybody. Have a good one.